Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Dawn with Scrapbook Sage. I hope you're all doing well today. I am having a lot of fun. I am working on organizing after Calvin Ball so I can finish up a couple journals I've started. I wanted to make sure I keep on keeping my scraps manageable and continue to have things that are fun that I enjoy to work with as the season goes on, because you know how you cut up one or two pieces of paper and it seems like those same papers just sort of stick around and you never can get rid of them. And I know a lot of people have been doing collage and different things like that. So I've shown you guys, I don't think I have one out, I've put them away, but I have 4 little blue buckets that you get from like the Dollar Tree. You know, they're probably that size. And that I have one for spring, summer, winter, and fall. And so whenever I'm working on something and it doesn't have a home and it's small enough, I just go ahead and set it in there, whether it is a finished piece of ephemera or something that I know I will use in one of those type of journals, a seasonal journal like that. And I just look at something and say, oh, this reminds me of spring or summer, and I set it in there. So with that being said, as you can see, here are some of my wallpaper scraps, and I have them organized like that. But I've been trying to think, okay, how can I be better at using my wallpaper resources? You know how we can have resources in a lot of different places. So I think I'm going to make this my spring and summer box of wallpaper and or paper or finished embellishments that might be too big for my little box, or I know it might get damaged in there because I shuffle through it a lot more than I would in this. So this last month I have as you know, I've been doing Calvin Ball, and I've been putting on my extra scraps in here. And so a lot of these are those spring, summer, and fall things. And I might want to cut some of these down or put them on some collage boards. You know, we're all sort of doing that type of thing. But I wanted to show this to you and sort of my process. So with the journals that I made last month, I had some leftover scraps. And I just went through and rounded the edges. And so right now I'm just going to set them in here. Since they're almost ready, they might go in my little box later, but I know, okay, so here are my spring and summer stuff that are pretty good to go for journals. I consider my wallpaper cutoffs good to go for journals because I know I'll just cut them off and either make a pocket or I can grab them to do a collage set with colors and stuff that I want. So that's sort of how I think about things. And I wanted to show you so I'm going to put this away really quick and sort of show you my process, a couple other processes, and see if that helps you stay organized. Oh. And this is my winter and fall one. So the other thing that I've started to do, so I went through some of my scraps and I cut out some of the both stars and some scallops, and I'm going to keep them in here. So I've got a winter and fall one here. And if I'm going through my scraps and it's just like, oh, I'm tired of this paper, I'm going to just cut it down into a scallop or something small so that I can grab it later as I'm going through this process. So I'm going to see how that works for me this year. So last night I went through this box and I made probably like 4, I don't know if it was last night or the night before. I made 4 pages of those collage pages. My sewing machine was in the shop and I just recently cut those down. So as I look at these, some more can be cut down. They can be sewn a little bit more. So I will do that. But as I look at these, I sort of still feel like they're spring, summer. So I'm going to go through and sew a lot of these up. But I cut them down in various sizes. And the reason I do that is I know these pieces, once I feel like they're ready to go in my box, these 4 pieces will probably coordinate in one journal. And so when I grab a journal with those color tones, I know I might have something I want to use. I might not use them all, or I might cover it with something else, but I feel like I have that type of base available to use. And so I do that with both my papers that are sort of that I had to cut down a little bit more for the same reason, so that there's some continuity through the journal. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and set these over by my sewing machine, because I know I want to sew these before they go into that drawer. And then the other thing that I did last night, oh, and here's my spring and my summer ones of those. So I can just set those over to the side. And one thing that helped me coordinate a little bit more as I was doing some of those master boards is I went through this box and picked out colors that were similar. These are all more wallpapers, and these are all more paper pieces. So I got all my blues together, and I know that those will collage together really good and make a really pretty page. And then I pulled out all my purples, and I did the same thing. And then here's some more neutral or more of the blues. So that has helped me, I think, make more consistent master boards instead of just like shuffling through my scraps and going, oh, what I'm going to do. So every month I try to organize my scraps in the bin a little bit more by color. I may not need to do that as much because I'm getting pretty organized. Or I can feel like, okay, these are spring. I'm just going to put them in my spring bin and call it good and grab it when I need to. I'm just trying to minimize having all of our little pieces, right, that we have all over the place. So I think those 2 bins will be good once I get this under control. And this is all my scrap, really, as far as scrap paper that I have. The bottom are all my neutrals. And I will probably keep those in the bin just because as we build out things and stuff, we like to have those neutral colors. And I actually have to create more than not when I'm crafting, because I don't keep a lot of stuff around. And but what I was thinking is, if you have a bin that's this small, it might be good to go ahead and use your die cuts and stuff and just trim things down for, a couple hours, and you have an empty box and you're good to go, because you can get through a lot of things that way, as well as making the master boards. So those are just a few ideas of how to organize and do things. Like these are great. I could just grab this one, probably not, but some of these I might just be able to grab and put on a piece of paper and cut it down and have that be an edge for me. So, and build it up with other ones. We can make those multiple layered edges. So once you color coordinate things, you might be able to throw together a few things like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to do that. Having them laid out by both size and color sort of helps facilitate that a little bit more. So I just wanted to give you a quick video, let you know how I do that. So I'm going to move I like the purple things. So what I'll probably do is see if I can make a master board really quick with all the purples. So I'm going to put my blues up here because I might want to make some things out of those. But I've got this piece of paper here. It's just a book page. And what we can do is just put down the purple paper and see how that looks with everything. If I want to pull in some other colors, I can. I'm not going to worry too much about the edges being there. So one thing that I noticed is when I collage and if I have like a bigger piece of paper that might be from one page, I'll probably set like 3 pieces of it on my page. And that sort of gives me a good base. I'm tearing this the wrong way. That gives me a good base, and I might not want as much of it around here. And then I can layer, I can layer things over those. And I'm not as good at tearing things for my master boards and inking them. I know a lot of people they do that, and so you're welcome to do that. I find I end up covering a lot of the work anyway, so I'll just ink up the things that are left over. I'll tear this down a little bit. So I'm not quite sure I'm going to want this all to be purple, and I know I have a few pinks and some other colors nearby, but I'm just sort of seeing what I have here and see what will work. Because it's sort of fun having, there's 3 pieces there. So I'm going to look to see if I have some complementary colors. I think that's a good complementary color. The pink might work. I'm going to pull in some of the music sheets and maybe a gold. And I know I have some other book page here a little bit. Oh, I was thinking of this piece too. Okay, so I've just grabbed a handful of pieces to see what will work. And I'm going to tear this down. So this could possibly make, like if I tore down those purple pieces a little bit more, I could probably make 2 master boards out of this. I'm not quite sure that I'm going to, but we'll see how it goes. So then I'm just going to take my, let me see if I can move things up a little bit here. I know I'm giving you a little bit of a shadow. It might be better. But I hope you guys are having a good day. Thank you for joining my channel. If you haven't been here before, I know I sort of jumped into this. I'm excited that spring is here. There's a lot of fun things that are going on. And I'm excited that the other thing is about every 2 weeks, I really try to organize my space, just make sure that things keep going. And so I'm really excited that I had a clear table earlier today. And so as you can see, I laid down a couple pieces on the side there, and I'll go through and glue a lot of this down, and a lot of it is going to end up being sewn too. And this is sort of nice if you work in like color tones, because then you can like pull out your, if you want to pull out your purple thread, you know you're working on your purple one. If you're that coordinated. Some people, I don't know that I am that coordinated, but sometimes I'd like to get that coordinated. And I'm just putting glue on the bottom and on the top. And some of these things may be cut away and some of them may not. I might want to keep some of that cool lettering on the bottom page. And I find I may not use the whole page together. But I do try to do that. I'm going to move this out of the way. I was thinking I was going to cut some circles, and I might still, but it's sort of in my way right now. It tends to give it a little bit more of a cohesive look that you might be looking for. And I see people like, sometimes they work from one corner and all the way over. I think I tend to go like this to sort of see how things work. And since I do grab a couple pieces that might be similar, I will put them in those 3 different places and then go to the next item. I've seen people like overlap and underlap, over and under, go over and under with things too, and that's a really cool look. I just don't know that I'm patient enough to do that. I'm not a very patient person. Like, I would like to do a project and have it be done pretty quick. So I try to find things that work in a quick way for me. Like, the Staples glue, it's not my favorite, and it's okay for this project because I know I'm going to be sewing it. I probably wouldn't use it solely for this project if I knew I wouldn't probably sew the pieces or double check the pieces when I was finally done. I do like Uhu glue. And I like glitter glue a lot as well. So I'm feeling like I don't have enough pieces here. Like I feel like, so we had all those pieces of purple and it wasn't quite enough to get the job done for me on this project. So that's a good thing to know as well. So I think it probably would have done really well on a single page. So I'm going to grab some other neutral tones and sort of play with that and build the other purple onto it. And maybe get some pinks in here. So it's not awful. I think it will work just fine. And again, since we're cutting things down, I know this whole collage sheet's going to look so much different cut down, and I'll probably be putting on each of the pieces that I do cut down, I will probably put a focal piece down from an ephemera kit or something. So, but if you have those pieces of paper, it's like there are very few purple paper packs out there, right? And even in like my wallpaper, there's some purples, but there's not a lot. So I'm like, okay, I want to use every little bit of my purples. Where other colors I might be, oh, not my favorite. Orange, fine, I can throw it out. Now, the one way that has changed a little bit is if you, with digitals, you can always sort of reprint papers you already have. So I know on here, I've got 2 digitals of mine are purple. And I've noticed I tend to make purple digitals. I have like 3, at least, or 3 or 4 digitals with a lot of purple in it. So I've realized I really like working with purples. Yeah, I'm sort of, see, I don't want to waste this, but I don't think I'm going to do another purple collage. So I'm just going to set this here, call it good. I've got a couple pieces of purple there left. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm feeling pretty close to done on here. Like I said, I've got things laid down the way I want. I'll cut it down and make some tags and stuff out of that. So what do I have left here? I don't have enough to really make another tag. I could work them into another page. I know Dear Julie is doing a use up your scraps and build things up that way. A part of me is feeling I might want these little pieces as when I'm making the journal, I might want to keep them. So at this point, because I know there's only like, this is a piece of paper from an old scrapbook pack. I'm going to keep this and put it in my spring kit, in my spring little box. And I know if I need a heart or something like that, I have these available. If I want to just sort of build up that purple color, I have a little bit available to make that happen. So that's what I do with those very last pieces if I really want them. The rest of these are scraps. I can work them into something like this. So in my shop, I had some cute little ephemera pieces. But one thing that might be fun to do is just to cut out some circles or different things and add them to your project life cards and just finishing up these little pieces, and you are good to go with using up things that you love, and you don't feel like you're wasting them so much. So if I've got this green, like look how cute this is. I can just sort of build this up really quick. And I have a nice little, what is it called? A nice little cluster collage. And it gives you a chance to play with things that you wouldn't normally play with. If you feel like, oh, I want to collage something, but I'm not very good at it. Just playing with smaller pieces like this in clusters, just sort of see what it looks like. And you can play with the different colors. That's a good way to do it too. So one thing for organizing is I have like 10 of these little envelopes with my extra pieces that I want to use, but I never do. You know how it's easy to just say, oh yeah, I want to start using those things in my kits, but I don't do them. My goal is to start doing that a little bit more. So this is cute, and I might, get some flowers or some stickers or put some lace after, do something with this, but I've got a good start there. And you can just look at the different sides and see, okay, what will work. So it's yellow on that side. What do I have over here? This is sort of cute. Maybe I'll just put that along the bottom and that will be good to go. So that way I'm grabbing strips out of my strip box. And we can just cut them down as we go. So you might not finish a project, but it's a good way to start those. It's like, oh yeah, I want to use these, or I want to see how far this will go. So I'm obsessed with Let's see if I have anything else in here that could be cute in those color tones. Which way is it going? So even though this is paper that is talking about shellac, I know I can cover it up and make it look pretty. And so this may not be done, but I know it's a good step in the right direction. So if I want to do a word phrase or put another flower on it or put a hole in there and have a dangle from it, I'm good to go with that. And I've got green here. Maybe just that one piece. Is it? I sort of like that just along the top. And then what color? I have another green one here. Do I have anything I want to put on it? So I know none of this stuff is really new to you guys. It's just sort of my process of, okay, what would look cute. I don't really want to cover all these up because I think it is good writing space. So, so I might just take a couple pieces of this here and make it like a little washi tape piece, sort of. Pretend it's like washi tape. And I'm going to cover this up. I have a little butterfly here. I'm going to cut out from this piece of paper. And it may not be perfect, but I was wondering how the butterfly would look up here or down over here. So both of those are really cute. I think I like it down in the corner. So if you have like little pieces of paper like that, or put stamp. So I like how well this turned out. I might go ahead and stamp the rest of this page with the butterfly. So I have more to put on each of these pages. And that is a really quick way to go through your supplies too, and just use up that page. And the other thing that I haven't done it now because I did clean some stuff up. Well, maybe. Let's see what I have here. So one thing that I'm starting to do is keep some stamps in a little box like that, and then every month go through and change it. So if I want to have a heart on this other side here, I already have this just at my ready. And so for this week, I might use that heart on my projects and we're good to go. And then I have another heart here. I can set it right there. And I might want to do just hearts along here to make a cute little back cute little background. So it's not perfect, but I know you guys get the idea of it. And then you can maybe put a little heart down there, and those could be kites or something. That'd be really cute. So anyways, those are just some quick ways to sort of, even though it's not perfect, it can be artistic. See how that inspired me to like think of kites and stuff like that. So just playing with having a handful of things available for you to use while you're crafting is always really fun. Like this, it's not quite big enough, the sunglasses here, but if this was a page with sunglasses, that might go good in that little corner. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the rest of the day and get this stuff all cleaned up, and I'll feel like I'm good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this little craft with me. I know I don't do much. I'm going to work on doing that a little bit more. But it was fun to go ahead and work with the purples. And I just had this one sheet out. So I will cut those down, and I might not feel like I need to go through this whole thing at one time. It's like, okay, let me grab it. Let me work on it for 5 minutes, and I can make one a day. Maybe that will help me I can get through it in the next couple of weeks instead of feeling like I have to invest a whole lot of time to go through things. But anyways, I thought this was fun, and I would share it with you. And the next time, maybe we'll cut some circles out of things and just sort of build up those supplies so that you can make really cute things too. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later.